it seems like he's hitting a very important button.
I would think so.
At this time in this economy, if this guy can actually create jobs and help our unemployment and help people put money in their pockets, you like Rick Perry?
I do. I wrote a piece for Fox News about 6 weeks ago that said I think he'll win the presidency, and the main reason is I think he will be a very tight campaigner, and he will say in the economy in which you have 1 out of 10 people looking for work and 1 out of 5 families that are working as hard as they can but can't pay all their bills, that you're going to have a job creation message coming out. That is going to be hope and change in a direction that people are desperately thirsty for, and it's going to be a very attractive message. It's going to be a hard one to put down.
Richard, I want to talk about the president's bus tour that's going on right now, but first I want to just get your reaction to Rick Perry, the governor of Texas, and what you think, if you think the president should be concerned.
Well, I think Rick Perry has a few challenges that he has to face, and why I think the president should be concerned about any candidate in the GOP field. But let's talk about the Texas governor's challenges. Challenge number one he has is he has to find a way to sort of appeal to he has to appeal to moderate Republicans, and I think he has a big problem appealing to moderate Republicans and fiscal Republicans. He's very much a Christian right conservative, and he's going to have a little bit of trouble doing that. His second problem is he has to also find a way to take out the current, one of the stalwarts when it comes to conservative Republicans and Christian conservative Republicans is he has to take out Michelle Bachmann. And I think both of those challenges pose as a serious risk to him going into this primary. I think in the best scenario, he would have to find a way to win Iowa. We know Mitt Romney is going to win New Hampshire, and then he would have to find a way to win Florida, which would be very, very difficult for the governor to do. On top of that, the governor talks about all the jobs he's created in Texas. But let's talk about those jobs he's created. These are not high-tech jobs. These are most of these jobs are minimum wage jobs where these people aren't receiving health care benefits, and some of these people are still struggling to pay their bills.
Well,
on top of that, the governor...
Go ahead.
The governor also was one of the few Republican governors that took stimulus dollars from President Obama. And on top of taking stimulus dollars, I think he's also one of those states that will benefit from comprehensive health care.
He's also benefited from the oil money. I mean, the price of oil when he took office was, I think, $25 a barrel. And it's been over 80 for years now, and was up to 140 at one point, I think. So he's gotten a lot of oil
Texas
money.
Oil prices aren't the same as what we're paying for a barrel of foreign oil. And he was asked about that at the Black Hawk County dinner on Sunday night. A $50 barrel of Texas oil is obviously not the same profit margin as an $80 or $100 barrel of Arab oil. So you've got two different things there. But I want to go back to what Richard was saying because, and Richard, I'm glad to see the tolerant left is here this morning. I don't know how many times you threw in the invection of Christian religious right. Look, if you're a Christian, if you're a Buddhist, if you're a Catholic, you're desiring work right now. And if Rick Perry can create jobs and put money back in people's pockets, he will win. That's the end of the discussion.
Hold on a second now.
I just want to throw this out there. I think Rick Perry, what he also brings is charisma. And that's, I think, a large reason why President Barack Obama is president. Because he brought charisma to the table.
But it's not just empty charisma. It's charisma with the longest-serving chief executive in any elective office in the country right now. He's been in elective office as a chief executive for 12 years. I mean, this is where Michelle Bachmann's doing good things for herself in Iowa, but Rick Perry finished 6th in a poll that, I mean, he finished above Mitt Romney and other people in that Ames straw poll this weekend, and he hadn't campaigned. The message of creating jobs is what this campaign is going to be about.
And he's coming from a very powerful position because he has created jobs. Richard, how do you counter that?
Well, first I want to go back and talk about, this whole... the Christian right issue. The Christian right issue has nothing to do with my particular affiliation or my particular political views, because I happen to be a Christian. But I think the argument that I'm trying to make here is that he's going to have to appeal. He appeals to the Christian conservative base, and that base happens to be very distinct from the fiscal conservative base, from the libertarian base, and from the Tea Party base.
We'll
see. He has to appeal to all those bases to win the primary and to win the nomination.
I'll say this, Richard.
The
big donors in the Republican Party that would normally give to mainstream people that Richard is referring to as mainstream Republicans are ready to give to Rick Perry. They're ready to end the job-losing cycle of the Obama administration and begin to get the economy turned around, which starts with empowering small business. Small business creates most of the jobs in the country, and that's how you fix that.